Okay, so Flat Earth again. This time with, what was it, Zach and Karen B?
Hi Flat Earthers, this is Zach.
And this is Karen B.
A while ago, Neil deGrasse Tyson came back with another video to debunk the Flat Earthers.
Usually, when somebody tells you to give them a proof about something, naturally, you give them your best proof.
So what is his best proof?
So, a straw man right out of the gate. No one but you is saying that this is his absolute best proof. This isn't exactly a scientific paper, this is an entertainment YouTube channel. So he may have favored evidence that was quick and easy to explain and simple to understand. There's no reason to assume that you're attacking the best of the best. You're not that good.
We have video from space of the rotating spherical Earth. The Earth is round.
So you heard it yourself. Proof number one.
We have video of Earth from space. The Earth is round.
What we want to know now is what video he's talking about.
We looked for videos of Earth from space on their own website and we got nothing. We looked it up in Google and we couldn't find it.
Maybe you can help us find a video of Earth from space, a real one.
Okay, well then here's a tip. Instead of searching up Earth from space, search up video of Earth from space into Google. You get better results that way.
The only thing that we could find was videos of Earth from the ISS that show small parts of the Earth. So that must be what he meant.
While that's probably what he's referring to, we do have more than that. Notably, NASA's epic Earth polychromatic imaging camera and the geostationary Himawari's 8 and 9 from the Japan Meteorological Association? No, Agency, Japan's Meteorological Agency, not to mention the Falcon Heavy launch and Starman stream.
So Mr. Neil, if these are not the videos you were talking about, you can send us the links with all the necessary details that we may need.
This is one thing that I don't think I can understand. Why do you expect everyone to prove themselves to you? Tyson here isn't exactly debating as much as you think he is. He's not looking up all of the naysayers and responding to everything that they say. He has better things to do. This also feels like a little bit of a setup. It seems like they are demanding information from Neil deGrasse Tyson when he would have no interest in responding to them specifically, and it seems like they're just gonna be all upset about that later, like, oh, Neil deGrasse Tyson didn't respond to us. I feel like they're gonna be real upset because they don't get one-on-one time with a celebrity.
Technically, the ISS cannot see the entire Earth, so they just see a little part of it. Is that how big the Earth is?
Ah, yes, you're getting it. The Earth is so big and the ISS is so close that we can't get a complete shot from up there. Could this be that flat earthers are actually getting it?
How can a little part of Earth prove the shape of the Earth?
It can show a curve, and that would show that the Earth is curved. It's not that hard.
Is it because it turns around it so fast? Or does a little arch prove the shape of the Earth?
That little arch can show a curve, which flat earthers have been asking for a long time now, but only because you ignore proof like this. But let's talk about the ISS going around the Earth, as you mentioned. There's no way that that would work on a flat Earth. There would be no force to keep it up in the sky and no force to keep it revolving. And don't you dare deny that it's up there, because you can see it from the ground.
What if the arch is just a lens effect like this picture? Or like this one? But wide lenses are curved like a GoPro camera. Whenever you use a wide lens, you usually see curved lines.
Well, it's not a lens that's making it curved, and you know how I can tell? A lens that would make a flat horizon curved would also make other straight lines curved as well, and in this screenshot that I took of the ISS livestream, you can see that the lines that would be straight are perfectly straight. The lens is not distorting the panels, so it's not distorting the horizon. But let's say that we take this image and for fun, we distort it so that the horizon appears flatter. I couldn't make it appear perfectly flat because its position and shape make it impossible to do with a reverse lens distortion, which is further proof that this wasn't caused by a lens distortion in the first place. But you can see that the panels appear much more curved and distorted, so this couldn't be the way that it originally looked.
And what if the ISS videos are nothing but CGI? It doesn't look real at all.
To you. It doesn't look real to you. I see flat earthers assert this all the time. It doesn't look real at all. Looks fake to me. Obviously fake, and it's infuriating because there's no way that anybody can respond to that. And I mean, we don't really have to because you give no reasoning, no justification for this at all. So if I respond with nuh-uh, that's just as valid as what you said. So if you're going to assert that this looks fake, then tell me why, because I see absolutely nothing that would be inaccurate. The shadows are nice and consistent, the lighting is good, but sometimes overexposed, the quality isn't perfect, and there's smudges on the lens sometimes. All of this we would expect from genuine camera footage, and we have nothing that we wouldn't. It would take a hell of a lot to fake something on this level, especially since it's a 24/7 live stream. So much so that if this was fake, it would make more sense for NASA to just not act like they had live footage from space. If it's fake, there's no reason for them to do this. If you're asserting that it's fake, then you're presuming a lot of unproven conspiracy, which isn't exactly the rational stance.
Is there any footage of Earth from space? Is there a 24-hour video of Earth from space? Most of the ISS videos are cut for connectivity reasons, which is obviously a lie because their connection is always good when they live stream from the inside of the ISS.
Look out my window, there goes home.
It took me forever to find out why the HDEV stream cuts out more often than other streams from the ISS, and I still don't think I have the full answer, but you better appreciate this, okay? At any rate, the HDEV stream is transmitted via the KU band, which is a certain microwave range of frequencies that is transmitted and relayed through the TDRSS, or Tracking and Data Relay Satellite System. The thing is, only the first generation of TDRSS satellites support the KU band, which means that this has half the amount of satellites to rely on as the S band. And looking it up after the fact, I found out that there are only 2 left of the first generation satellites that are still operational. So that means that you only have 2 satellites to rely on to relay this information back to the ground. Whereas if this was transmitted via the S-band, we would have 6 currently in operation. NASA has also been experimenting with other ways of transmitting data between the ISS and the ground, including lasers. So I don't know if they have another way of transmitting video from the ISS that I'm not aware of, but anything else I found was purely experimental. But even if all video from the ISS uses the same limited number of satellites, we have the know-how to plan transmissions during times with optimal conditions and connection, planning ahead so that the transmission doesn't get cut out.
So they cannot give us very long videos because we will know that they are lying. We will know that the clouds are fake because they cannot have them on the correct position all the time. They know that we will catch them lying, so they will never do this unless they discover a new way to fake it.
Or that, yeah, that's definitely just as reasonable. Why did I even bother going through putting all that effort in, looking into it, and researching the questions that I have when I could just jump to conclusions that involve huge international conspiracies? I forgot that's what we were doing.
And by the way, one day we asked a Spanish astronaut, Pedro Duque, to take a cat and a bird and an insect with him to space to see how they will move in zero gravity. And guess what? The astronaut deleted the comments right away. Here is a proof.
Hello, Pedro. Can you take to space a little bird and an insect and a kitty to see how they will react without gravity? I don't understand why we still don't have a video with animals in space. Is it too hard to make them act like you guys do?
So, what are they afraid of? Why didn't they take insects and birds and cats with them to space long time ago?
Of course you won't get a response when you borderline insult them, especially when you started off with ha 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 ha, pure cartoons of something that doesn't exist. But let's say that he takes your advice and wants to take an assortment of animals to space. Is he supposed to just show up at his space agency and say, hey, this guy on Facebook wants to see what happens when we put animals in space, so is it okay if I take my pet cat, this parakeet here, and a grasshopper, just to take them up there and see what happens? That's ridiculous. That being said, to study their behavior, we actually have taken animals to space before, including mice, tadpoles, frogs, birds, and dogs.
I think we should attack them with comments like that and see what they will tell us. What do you think?
Well, if you guys are good at anything, it's annoying normal people, so play to your strengths, I guess.
Please use your head. Please don't just trust people who try and tell you that they know what they're talking about, because guess what? They don't.